And welcome back to the Backups Backup,
Mm.
the last resort for most of the departments you're going to see today. But thankfully for you, and not thankfully for them, we're here. Per usual,
Hmm.
we've had a file slide across our desk. I'm, of course, Jacob. I'm here with Chase. Say hello.
Hello, guys. Chase, the good one.
Up for debate. But as you know, how this works is we get a file that slide across our desk every morning, a problem we got to solve. We have our time to solve it, and then we come collaborate. But before we jump into that, Chase, do you have anything for me?
I do. I have a little warm up for us.
God, I'm glad I
It's
asked.
actually for you. I've prepared it for you.
Son of a. Okay.
Yeah, it's very one-sided. But um here's the new segment I'd like to start. It doesn't always have to be me, but if it is, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
So, Jacob, I'm going to tell you something, and you have to say if it's a real fact or a fake
Oh,
fact.
God damn it. Okay.
All right. Fact. Chins are unique to humans.
Chins. Fact.
Are you sure?
Yeah, locked in. Don't even. Don't even.
Very good. Very good. Very good, Jacob.
Let's
I have a
go.
second one.
Hold on. Chase.
Okay.
Jacob. You think this is here to look at? Because it is. Boom. All right.
Yeah. Do you want one more? I have one more off the dome.
Okay. Yeah. I was ready for like an overwhelming amount.
No, I don't have that many.
Okay, sick.
Sharks predate trees.
Fact.
Two for two, Jacob.
Put me on a
Very
game
good.
show, bro. Who wants to be a millionaire? This guy.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go. That's absolutely
Do I
right.
have one more? Do I have one? I don't think I have one more. I
That's
wrote
okay.
down one of them. I thought you'd take a lot longer on the chin one. I thought it was great. And then I just remembered the other one.
Listen,
Hmm.
I'll have something ready for you next time. Okay, don't you worry.
That's fine. That's fine, my brother.
Well, I'll get a little mini game show in here. Don't you worry.
I know you will. I know you will. So, Jacob, would you like to tell them what our plan thing to solve is? I almost said
Right.
plan to solve.
Hey, either one, honestly. So, last episode, we were given the freedom to get to the bottom of the ocean, and we're
Mhm.
excited to hear what your guys' feedback for that is. A little peek behind the curtain. We recorded a lot of these in advance, so it's going to take us a little bit of time to comment and react back to what you guys say to it. So please don't take that the wrong way. If we get takes us a minute to comment on some of your guys' ideas or how much you loved mine over Chase's, for example. Um,
Oh, we'll get to you. We'll
but
see it.
unfortunately, we are given some restrictions with today's prompt. As with all files, everything can't be perfect. So this particular prompt, we do not have an endless budget. We do not have
Nope.
unlimited resources,
Mm-mm.
but we do have one job, and that job is to the most create a cult the most effectively and efficiently we can, as who
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are today.
In my head, that means the largest cult. So,
I pretty much yeah.
so basically, I'm just gonna say it a different way. I don't know, but so basically, Jacob and I have to describe how we would create the largest or greatest cult,
Yeah.
being exactly who we are today. Same finances, same resources,
Yeah.
same connections. Jacob, would you like to go first? I'm very excited to see what you came up with.
I would. So I need you to poke holes in this because I got a little too involved and now I feel like a psychopath. Okay.
I can't wait.
All right. So to give you guys some background, I have two jobs. Okay, one full time, one part time. I'm low to medium income. I live with a partner. It's just us two and some animals. Like I can't pull any stops. I don't have any secret millionaire Ferrari stuff. Like I'm a pretty average person. Okay, so when I tell you these resources, a lot of these are going to be word to mouth. A lot of these are going to be from my experience. I have an education background. I'm going to take advantage of that stuff like that. So it's
Mm,
us as people, and this people happens to have those connections. Um,
interesting.
and I will tell you why money will come into effect here soon as well. Obviously.
I don't buy it.
Okay. Obviously, when you think of a cult, right? When you want to try to manipulate any amounts of people, any groups of, I mean, save any groups of people.
Jacob
Um,
knows how to manipulate people.
what's
Noted.
what's the what's the audience you go for, right?
Yeah, you got to pick a demographic.
Right.
I'm
So
not gonna. I'm not gonna answer that because I have one.
yeah.
Mine's different than yours.
So obviously, the way to the hearts of adults, which would be the most effective cult members, is their children.
Mm. Ooh,
Mm-hmm. So,
man.
as all toy companies do, all bright, shiny commercials on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, if that's still a thing, do
Mm.
is they make the kids want something that make the parents something want or have to get it for them, right? We're
Yeah.
we're getting there, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna instead of focusing on the kids, I'm gonna use them as a a weapon to guilt the parents into doing what I want them to do.
I think Jacob's gonna use children as weapons,
Okay, so t-
physically.
I'm gonna take the kids and turn it into a catapult, and we're gonna launch adults into my cult. No, okay. It is so. I need to turn up my AC. It is so unbelievably hot.
Break for Jacob to turn up his AC, or else he may aspirate. That's not the right
Dude,
word. He
long
may have a cardiac conniption. That's what I like to call
long t-shirt, undershirt, and pants were not the play while I'm trying to record with the best friend of my life right now.
it. Yeah, I got an Alaska T-shirt. I've never been to Alaska, and it's been spit up on twice today, but it just happened to dry. I was gonna point at it, but it's not there.
I like that out of you.
Not bad.
Okay, back to it. So
Back to it.
plans. Okay, how am I going to? It's easier said than done. Like, sure, you want to make the parents want the best for their kids. All parents do, as I'm sure Chase can attest, right?
Mm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a survivalist camp,
Oh man.
parent-child bonding. It's going to
Mm.
be like Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts and all those like fun things.
Oh, like a summer camp.
Yeah, except it'll give the opportunity for parents or guardians or whoever to learn alongside their children so that they can like grow together and have those intimate moments and like bond, you know?
Okay.
And
Okay.
then
This sounds okay to me.
yeah, so it's gonna start off like that, like you said, a summer camp. Except I'll probably do like how a summer camp's kind of more involved, like like a month or two. I'll do like seminars, or not seminars. We'll do getaways where we'll do like
Yeah.
a couple weeks at a time, where I can see a couple of families for a week or 2 weeks, depending on like
Okay.
the retention.
Sort of like mini vacations.
Yeah, so they can have that bonding. They can still have fun, play in the wilderness, and then they can go about their life, right?
Yeah.
I'm going from the outside in. I'm gonna do like what the end goal is, and I'll tell you guys how I'm gonna get there. Because I know right now I just said I'm
Yeah.
a mumbo jumbo. How the hell would I be able to pull that off? Okay, so
Yep.
trust the process.
Yep.
While there, so obviously I'd have to build up to be able to do like retreats and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be able to immediately fund a summer's getaway. It'd probably start as like a smaller like I do like how some Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts do it at like a school or that like after school program or stuff like that.
Hmm.
But the end goal is once we get them to these retreats out in the woods or like whatever land we can find, I can find. I'm gonna slowly introduce the idea of like the subliminal messaging of like you want to be away from it all, or like the government's trying to take your kids and corrupt your children, and you want to get away from that. And we can self-sustain over here. All you have to do is learn the tools and the tricks to stay with me. You know.
Yeah.
So after, because obviously I'm gonna show progress or at least fake it that they're doing so well, and that's gonna get more people to come and come more often because the more progress, because all they're gonna do is get into more fights in the real world. You don't have to have that with me. We can just have fun and
Jacob's.
start fires and start farms and make
Oh,
any government
Jacob's.
member disappear.
Jacob's summer utopia.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
everyone's summer utopia. Okay.
Not mine.
Okay. Not mine. This guy says. All right.
You'll
Listen
know
here.
where I'm going.
Okay. Well, no. Hey, I'm
I just want to. Hey, I just want to put this out there. Also, your route and mine, because obviously I know,
yeah.
dude, they're not even close.
I was okay. Thank God. Oh wait, you're not
No, they're.
taking advantage and manipulating children and people and like adults. That's crazy. You're like a better
I'm
person than me.
definitely
That's crazy.
there's definitely a group of people that's getting manipulated, but you just gotta wait. Dude, it did its job, kind of.
That will happen again. I don't know. It creates some. For those of you just listening, my coaster wanted to come with me as I was taking a drink, and it scares me every time it falls. Okay, so we need to try to advertise. That's like the biggest part is making myself go from unknown to a lot more comfortable for people to interact with. Okay,
Yeah, of course, of course.
so how are we
Pretty
going to do
much.
that?
Yep. Starting your reputation.
Okay, right away, the free options, if I'm trying to target parents and guilt them into making wrong decisions about their kids, obviously we're doing Facebook.
Yep. Yep. Interesting.
That is the number one resource for parents telling other parents how to parent. And now
Absolutely.
Chase has more rights than me. I don't have kids.
No,
I
you're 100% right.
I have I have an education background, so I'm used to being around the youth. I have a community service background, so that's my experience. But when it comes to literally parenting, I'll leave those opinions to Chase unless he agrees to me like this, so then I get married. Okay, so Facebook is going to be my main demographic for electronically like searching stuff. I'll make a Facebook
Very
page.
good.
I'll do some
Yep.
sponsored posts because the sponsored posts range in prices. I double check, so I can do
I
sp-
double checked.
sponsored posts under my range. So the more I pay, the more it'll send it out there for a longer period of time, kind of like Instagram and TikTok. Except, of course, my goal is Facebook, right?
Very good.
I'll
Yes.
I'll
Yep.
do Facebook. I'll do because that'll get those people trying to waste time at work at their desk job when they hate their lives, right?
Absolutely.
For the subliminal messaging, getting them comfortable with my face.
Billboards.
I will be getting billboards posted up around town. Now, you might
Okay.
say, Jacob, how the hell do you even know how to set up a billboard? I don't know how to set up a billboard, but I know somebody who does. I got a
Yeah.
connection, a good friend of mine who happens to work at, I won't say the company's name, but he works
A
at
billboard company.
a billboard company. He gave me
That's not bad.
he gave me an idea of prices. He told me what to expect around like closer to a highway or a busier city because obviously all prices range.
Yeah.
And he told me a rough price would be about $3,500. Now let me be very clear. Can I
Holy shit, Jacob.
can I clear 30
Guys like you and me.
can I clear $3,500 out of pocket right now? Fucking no.
Like the podcast.
Do I have a couple credit cards that can make that limit happen? Yes, I do. Yes, I
We'll have
do.
more if you like the podcast.
Keep in mind, please, keep in mind, if all of this works out perfectly, I can go monstrably in debt. And by the time the debt collectors catch on, I'll have my own property that won't even apply to what the laws are trying to govern on me. Okay?
Yeah. What country would you have it in?
TBD. All I know is
Okay.
I'm not too worried about like obviously I can't I have the capability of maxing out my credit cards and I know I can get to that limit, okay? Never
Yeah.
have and I
Okay.
never will if my life works out, knock on wood, right? But hey, we're making the sacrifice and we're dedicating to manipulating as many people as possible,
Yeah.
saving as many people as possible, okay?
Yeah. This is the task at hand. We're asked to solve the task.
So there's another option when it comes to billboards as well. So not only just posting them up, which is obviously the most expensive option, but they will custom make me like 6 foot 6 by 4 poster boards as well. Those ones are a little more complicated because I can't legally post them on public property. I can only post them on my private property because I had them custom made, and I can't get
Mm,
them put up by other companies that'll give me a better price because that's illegal.
mm. Gotcha.
But
Very good.
what I can do with that is take advantage of that once I get some land and I can advertise myself in terms of like the camp, make it feel more official, make it look more official,
Mm.
and the more signs, the more kind of real it feels, right? And it's going to be real at first, but over time, I'm going to be planting those seeds of mistrust in the world, and I just happen to have all the
Yeah.
answers.
So you're like whenever you go to a hypnotist show or
Mm-hmm.
the not the hypnotist, the well I guess they do it too, but I was thinking of the mentalist guys.
Yes,
They'll like subtly flash like a star like
right.
85 times and then
Uh,
people will be like, my favorite shape is a star. And then
yes.
so it's like
So that's what I'm
you
gonna do
see
with my
Jacob's face.
face.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I know what you're saying.
exactly. So I'm gonna put
Yep.
my face on as many billboards as I can afford. Realistically, probably one, but
One
I'll
to two. Yeah.
one to two maybe. But I'll make sure my face is over there. If I can afford more than one, I'll do one super colorful one. You don't have any choice but seeing me. And the second one, maybe I'll do a more casual. Like I'm definitely still part of it, but maybe it's more like those like really cryptic ones that are like, "Did you pray today?" And that's it. I'll be
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll be like, have you checked in on your kid today? You know, something like super, like how back in the 60s they used to have commercials that was just at like that flash at 10 p.m. every night, and it's like, where is your kid? And it like reminded you to make sure that they're home or whatever.
Summer camp today.
Yeah, exactly. It's just me like this, maybe with like a
Yeah.
pseudo like scout uniform, And
Sitting on a horse.
yeah, horse is ripped, by the way.
Well, everybody knows that you're sitting on a chair and they photoshopped you onto a
Yeah.
horse because you're like both your knees are together.
Yeah, on the same side. Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. I knew exactly what you're talking about. And then last but not least, we've got because billboards, Facebook will get a conversation started about the topic.
Yeah, it'd be
Billboards,
buzzing
billboards will get my face around.
out there.
People will be at least familiar with it if they don't even realize it. And then the last thing, the sucker punch will be because I made notes this time. I came prepared. It'll be school seminars.
Oh man, that's a tough one to break into. But I think if you do, I see what you're saying.
So, without getting too personal about my life, I have gone to college for some time now, and I have an education background, which means I have connections in the school system, which means I can manage to get some time to talk. Because of course we've talked about it before, and when I would go to do it, it would actually be like helpful and like genuinely help the community. But if we're being manipulative little pieces of shit,
Mm-hmm.
I can say one thing, make sure all the parents are there because they do like after school meetings and prep meetings. Like some kids don't do too well and they kind of need like a talking to in the way of like realistically, here's what's gonna happen if you keep doing what you're doing, and man, I really don't want that to happen to you. Like here's what you can do now. Summer school's blah 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 blah. Right. So instead,
You could be like, "You going to camp, bitch?"
yeah, you might be going to hell
Yeah,
or you might be going to camp. Choose your
yeah. You
choose.
can pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Nobody
gonna
wants to go
use
to hell. Let's go to camp.
exactly. Let's make a bonfire and talk about why we need to run away together as a
Mm-hmm,
family, as a
mm-hmm.
group. Exactly. And of course, just to make it very clear, I'm not trying to kidnap kids. My goal is the parents, okay? It's
He's
just
trying.
they're
He
just an
told me.
easier demographic, okay? Because
He
over
told me he's
time,
trying to kidnap the kids.
because we talked about biggest, right? Like completely
Yeah.
ignoring you, by the way. So we talked about biggest. So this might take a long time because I'll need to set up all of these things and let murmurs start, and then I start in small groups of parents, and then we get bigger and bigger until eventually we get into those summer retreats, and then more and more parents start to move in and decide to dedicate their time to helping the cause, and then that forms
Yeah.
more adults to reach out to more adults to help the cause, and then we probably just filter out and it becomes a lot more parent dominant, adult dominant, even without kids. And then
Yeah.
that was like looking about it back at it 50 years ago. It was like, oh well, it actually started for kids, and people were like, what? You know?
Yeah, if you can, I think that's a little ingenious. Like if you can
Yeah,
get
dude.
the rich moms to keep continuously posting about this camp and
Yes, dude. I'm
make the
gonna.
average moms feel bad about
I
themselves,
already
they will
have right
join.
here. I have
They will
Facebook
join.
in quotes fake testimonials. So I'm gonna have like heart throb,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this camp saved my boy. Without him, I don't know where he'd be. Done, bro. Easy.
Yeah, yeah. This may work.
So then I think that is pretty much the goal of my plan because I'll do these three things. And of course
Uh-huh.
I'll make like pamphlets or something to hand out to the seminars with like my dumb face again, just to really bring home the fact that like be comfortable with me.
You're there. Yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah,
the guy.
exactly. So then
Build it from scratch.
that'll fester over time, and then like each thing I teach them
Fester.
will be the like you put it in the oven and you let it rise. I'll
You let it fester.
yeah yeah you let it simmer over the pot. You're gonna teach each group like different like farming or hunting or XYZ for what's gonna be good for survival. So over time, everyone I'll be like, you guys are gonna be in charge of this, and we're like, we got it, boom, and then I will be in charge of my own utopia.
Okay. I
Thoughts?
have one question that I would like.
You can have more than one.
I have one to start.
I'm so
On
unbelievably hot.
I know. On an average scale of 1 to 10, Jacob. And yeah, you got to be completely honest with
Yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah.
How's your knowledge on farming?
Hey, there's internet for a reason, baby.
Yeah, I shouldn't hit the table, but that hit me right during right during that last part, and I'm glad it did.
I can, you know,
And what what crops would you like to start
I
keeping
can
in?
now. I am the most comfortable with planting in comparison to like I can make a fire. I can set a blaze like a motherfucker. Okay, that's not a
Uh-huh.
problem. I can set a blaze. I can flame on pretty easily.
Yep.
I
Flame on.
can. I feel like I can plant some of the basic stuff. Like I've done tomatoes. I've done strawberries.
Mhm.
I've never tried carrots, but if I got tomatoes, I feel pretty confident with carrots. To be honest with you.
Interesting.
I
I don't even think they're close
Yeah,
to
well, I didn't ask,
each other.
and I'm pretty confident with jalapenos also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we can of course I will expand my realm. I've done like flowers and stuff, but like not on purpose. They just were there and then I just let them grow.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's still me. Technically, I was next to it, so I like didn't kill them. You know,
Yeah,
Hunt,
that's true.
hunting will be my weakest. I'll be honest with you.
That was my next question. I was leading into
Hunting by
hunting.
far. I would be better at fishing than I would be hunting, and I'm also terrible at fishing.
What animals would you prefer to hunt if you had to teach hunting?
I would probably teach traps at first. Whatever small
You'd be a
rodents we can get.
trapper.
I'd be a trapper at
Yeah.
first because it depends on where we're gonna be at. Because I'll have to see what land we can find in that area. Will just decide if we got to base on farming or actually be able to hunt. Because we can just farm and then
Yeah.
repurpose cattle, then we're golden. And I know how to do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, you just feed them, right? And make sure there's two of
Yeah.
them. And over time they'll get bored, and then you'll have three of them,
What about water?
like water source.
Yeah.
Oh, water filtering. We'll have a well. I
Water
unironically,
water filtering.
yeah, bro. We'll
I think you
boil.
just said a word that usually pairs with water. Water filter.
I don't understand the problem.
Oh man. But overall I do like it.
I'm
We're
not
just
gonna
getting
say
on a
it's a perfect plan. Okay,
That's
there's definitely things I got to figure out.
there's a plan there. There's definitely a plan there.
But I will say, I've got buddies of mine that unironically talk about wanting to like make their own little commune to have like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So I could have already investors in the pocket. They don't really have a lot more money than I do, but it's still hands.
They can help. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's gonna be down the line there will be more people that are gonna be grossly invested in this that make me uncomfortable that are gonna be know more about survivaling anyway. So it's all gonna work out.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
More questions.
Um no, I don't think I have any more questions.
Okay.
Um yeah, I actually think I want to move on to rating this.
Okay. Do you want me to rate mine before you rate it?
Actually, did we do 3, 2, 1 last time?
We did that for the very last one. I don't remember if we did it for
Okay.
every single one.
I'll rate yours first.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to give it an 8.3. What?
Come
You
on,
you don't
bro.
like 8.3?
I
I
love
like
that.
8.3.
I was waiting for you
Yeah.
to attack me.
No, no, I think it's pretty good.
Okay, Chase Chaston gave me an 8.3.
Yep. What do you
I
think of your own idea?
I was gonna give myself an 8.1.
8.1. Wow.
I know. I as not humble as that sounds, I feel like it's got really good bones.
Didn't I give myself a 9 last time? You're
Oh
on it.
shit. Did
But
you give yourself a 9 last time?
I can't remember. I gave
Oh,
myself really high.
I'm way humbler than you, bro. It's
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
crazy.
say. The pot talking to the kettle, or whatever they say.
Yeah.
The
Pot talking to
beer
the kettle.
talking to the can.
Am I right?
Yeah. Am I right?
Hoorah. Join my cult.
Good, Jacob.
Anyways,
That's a pretty good idea.
yeah, is there any more flaws or questions that you can think of besides my lack of ability of survivaling? Because I can do the
Um,
talking and the presenting.
I think you can do talking and presenting. I think. Well, here, let me just give you one more question.
Okay.
This is a question I thought about asking, but didn't. But I'll just go ahead and do it. So once you start running the Facebook ads,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what you said, right? Facebook ads.
Yes, sir.
You know how you can pick who you want to target the ads to?
Yes.
Who are you picking?
I would try a couple different ones to see which ones take, but right off the bat,
Yeah.
I'm doing single dads.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Very good. Very good.
Because
You sold me on that.
what do they want to do more than just prove their masculinity to their children, right?
Yeah. Home sucks. They got to go outside and show them all their
Yes.
skills.
Yes.
Yep. I got
So
that.
that'd be my first start, and I'd be pretty confident with it. If not, I'm thinking I don't know if there'd be a bad
Mm.
demographic. I'll just go down the
Probably
line.
there's a few.
Give me one. What should I avoid? Which demographic should I avoid?
14-year-olds.
Well, I was talking about in the parent realm. Yeah. I don't think I would talk to a kid in the middle of a Fortnite game going, "Do you want to leave that and come
Yeah.
poke sticks with
Yeah,
a guy you don't want to hang out with anymore?"
You know what you just mentioned? That's going to be a toughie nowadays. Not having
Right.
Fortnite or
Right.
internet.
I know. So
Either one.
that's why I'm banking on
The moms
guilt
and
tripping
dads.
the parents to
Yep.
force them to go, because even if it's a couple, it's something, and then I can do my work.
Yeah, you could use iPad kids in the advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is your
Yes,
kid do this? And it's
that's
like a kid at dinner with
exactly
his neck broken, staring at the iPad.
exactly what
Yeah.
I was thinking. Yeah, just like on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't want chicken. I wanted waffles from Waffle House.
Yeah,
I just made that up. I don't I don't know.
Waffle House goes hard, and I hate everybody that shits on it.
I like IHOP better. But that's not shitting on Waffle House. That's just saying I like IHOP better.
We'll move on. That can be a
We
whole
have an
other
IHOP right
episode.
by my house. It's right by my house. It's very good.
That's dangerous.
Yes, it's very close.
We had a my place where I lived before this. We had an ice cream place within walking distance, dude.
Ooh,
Dude,
dude, you had diarrhea for like a year.
rough.
Yeah, rough.
Felt like I was trying
All right.
to instill the fact that I couldn't like drink milk.
Yeah, you were trying to
My,
solidify it in
my
stone.
lactose, like I didn't have lactose intolerance before that, but now I feel like I grew it.
Yeah, you probably did grow it in a culture in your stomach.
Exactly.
Um,
But enough about me.
uh,
Are you
to
ready,
the
sir?
ads. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm
Dude,
ready.
someday, just you wait.
Yeah, someday we'll have an ad, I think.
And ad. That is
All right,
that would be like that's my one goal with this series. I would
have
love
an
to have
ad.
one ad.
Yeah, if someone signed on to this, they give an ad, even if
Yeah.
it's just some guy paying. If
Send
somebody
us some money to
somebody
read an
sends us an
ad.
email,
That's not a
yeah,
scam.
somebody sends us an email and just say like give us like a happy birthday wish for like $10.
E-
We'll do it every time.
easily.
We'll do
Easily.
it every time.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, Jacob, with
Okay.
my idea, how I'm gonna start the biggest and greatest cult.
Okay.
I have first. I'm gonna start you off with my demographic.
Okay. Thank you.
Now look, this is. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the meat and potatoes of
I'm
my plan.
so excited.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Disney adults. So the adults with no
What?
kids
Oh,
who obsess about going to Disney.
oh, okay. A different kind of escapism we're going over here.
Disney adults.
Oh
Yeah, the
my
ones who don't
god.
have kids, don't want to. They're
What
like
do you?
40 every
Okay.
time, every year, birthdays, twice a year, 3 times a year. You want to go to Disney? Those
Yeah, yeah,
guys.
yeah. Okay. What? Walk me through this.
Yeah, so I also was going to my method of capture is what I wrote down, wrote down
Yeah,
in
that
my
sounds way
notebook.
better than what anything I said. Sure.
My method of capture and would is also going to be Facebook involved.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
I was planning on starting one of those Facebook groups, and I was going to constantly post random Disney facts to
Starting
get
a group
people
is
to
really
follow it.
good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start the group, and my page in the group, I'm going to start and encourage sharing of Disney facts.
Yes.
Disney, don't sue us. Trust me, you won't get anything,
This
but
is
just don't
hypothetical.
sue us. Yeah, yeah,
Somehow you'll end up owing us something, so it's best to just not do
yeah.
that.
And then, this is skipping forward a good amount of time, but
Yeah.
after that page grows and grows, I intend on saying something along the lines of, hey guys, I'm hosting my yearly getaway to Disney. I have rented X amount of rooms in this hotel this week.
You son of a bitch.
Whoever wants to join, send me this money. We'll hang out. Like, and they
Yeah.
kind of build that up,
So
make
you're
it like,
go ahead, go ahead.
go ahead.
So you're
No, you go
already
first.
like making you've already got like a quick taxi to like now we're grouping up, like now we're together.
Yeah, yeah. I want to start as soon as the page gets going pretty well. I want to start throwing it out there that I'm going to start hosting events. Maybe start with 5 people, like five
Okay.
rooms, and then move my way up slowly.
Okay.
And then as the people come, I'm going to have to really stock up on Disney knowledge.
Oh, they'll
Okay.
come. You
Yeah.
gotta study, you gotta research,
Do
like
research, watch, study, read, probably.
yeah, well, we can't do that yet, but I'm sure you could figure it out.
I'm sure I could ask somebody to read it
Yeah.
to me
Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah.
this point. But I am going to convince them that I have all this extra knowledge about Disney.
Okay.
And
Like
eventually,
secrets?
maybe secrets, maybe interesting
Just like
facts,
okay, okay.
maybe just the guy. If
Yeah.
they're gonna ask, these Disney adults, if they know a guy they need to know something, they're gonna
Yeah.
ask me.
You're the Sherlock Holmes of Marvel knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. And so after that, they're gonna say, "Hey Chase, how do you have so much Disney knowledge? It's like you grew up around this every day. It's like it's in your blood." And I'll just act like you're saying that to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll say, hey Jacob, do you really want to know how I know all this stuff?
And I'll be like, yeah, of course I do. Like what? What's going on?
hmm And I'll say, have you heard the rumor that Walt Disney's head is frozen and they kept it because he wants to be alive later in the future? Have you heard that?
Oh damn. And I'll be like, yeah, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So my family. I'm in the bloodline
No way.
of his favorite
Okay.
caretaker. So when he wanted to put his head on ice, it was my great 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 grandfather. So I am the current keeper of the head. I don't want you to tell anybody, but I need you to know. That's how I know all this stuff.
The
I have
descendant of Walt Disney?
no, the descendant of Walt Disney's caretaker.
Keeper.
We are
Okay.
my family. I'm like Alfred's great grandchild from
Okay.
Batman.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm the caretaker of his current head. It's passed on through generation to
Yes.
generation to me.
That's so smart. That's so much
And
easier to fake than an actual lineage, too.
it may be, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I just tell one or two people, and I go, "Hey, you really shouldn't tell anybody. It's a big deal. But I know you love Disney, and you won't mess this up. You won't tell anybody. And
You
if they
suave.
do, it would be other Disney adults.
Yeah, exactly.
So eventually, it won't take long before everybody
Yeah.
who's coming on these trips with me know me. They know I got
Yes.
something.
You know the
And
secret
then,
behind the grouping up.
yeah, and eventually, I'll start sprinkling it out there. I'll sprinkle out, hey, you know, I have a couple early film releases. I have a couple early scripts. I have a couple
Oh,
early
access to
ideas.
those.
What the
Okay.
park was supposed to be like. Maybe I have a couple initial character designs that never got released. I have
Oh,
all
damn.
these I have all these things that they would want to see from Walt Disney.
How would you
And all
have
they have
those things?
I wouldn't. But
Okay.
I would say I would say that I did.
Okay. Right. Okay.
And then when I'd be hosting these events where I'd rent out however many rooms or how many day passes or whatever,
Yeah.
I'd be skimming a little off the top, of course.
Yeah.
I have to make some money. I have to use it.
Yeah.
So with that money, I would at least rent, but maybe buy a warehouse. And I would say inside of this warehouse, this is where all of the hidden Walt Disney knowledge is. You guys have to meet me here. And that's when we would have our great cult meeting. That's where it would start. That's like
Okay.
that is the origin story. Like if
Yeah. Yeah.
I had the biggest cult in the world and that was on the news, like that
Yeah.
I'm the biggest cult ever, episode 1 of my Netflix documentary would end right there.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm
Because everybody
hooked.
knew the rest.
I'm for
Yeah.
sure hooked. I do have questions.
Dude, shoot.
Okay. As soon as you tell me I am a descendant of Walt Disney's keepers, which goes crazy hard, by the way.
Yeah.
If for some reason I'm like, can you prove that? What would be your backup plan? Like let's say the first person says that and
Yeah.
you don't have anything prepared, so you know the next trip to like in case somebody says that, what would you do?
What I would say is you're the one who asked me how I got all this knowledge. I
Okay.
didn't come out here telling you.
Okay.
I know.
You gotta
I'm the
yeah.
guy you need to ask.
And then you gotta play it cool. You
How do
gotta
you
be
think
like, I don't have to prove it to you. Like
yeah,
I just want to be here for you. You don't have to believe
yeah,
me.
exactly. I didn't care that anybody knew that.
Yeah. You don't have to believe me. I just wanted to share the wealth.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, okay. My next question is,
Hmm.
let's say you've done this for a couple cycles now where you've got like a pretty good group of people on the hook, right?
Yeah,
So you
probably a couple hundred realistically.
I think so.
Yeah,
If you're like consistent enough with your knowledge and like the faking the fun times for however many days you guys go together,
yeah.
I could see this group growing pretty quickly, especially if they're Disney adults and they don't have kids and this is like their
And they
Christmas.
have money, dude, or at least they
Yes.
spend money. At least they
Yes.
spend money. Then maybe they don't have
What's
it.
the acronym for adults that are like single income no kid or something? Sync single income no kids. Yeah. Your
Oh wow.
demographic will
Yeah, I mean,
probably
you
be
knew the acronym, but you didn't know the letters.
I had to think about what they were called because I think there's a double income version too. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyways,
It's called Dink.
I was afraid to say
Double.
it. I don't know. Do we have to censor that?
What's Dink?
I don't know. Is it bad? It sounds like it could be bad.
I don't think it's bad. If it's bad, I didn't know. So
Look it
we
up.
should be fine.
Somebody pull it up.
Somebody pull it up, put it in
I
the
don't know
comments.
if a slur is not a slur if you didn't know it wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Well, it's
If
not. You
I
didn't
grew
mean
up,
it derogatorily though, so that's good.
yeah, if I stumbled upon the word for little people when I lived in the middle of nowhere and
Right.
said it, and someone
Without
was like, "You know
knowing,
what that means?" And I said, "No."
and then you learn.
Then I learned. They wouldn't
Okay,
care
and we
then.
adjust. Okay, okay, you got me back. I'm back with you.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So let's say we get to the warehouse. You get your couple hundred people to the warehouse. Okay.
Yep.
You made a
Yep.
lot of these promises about things they're about to see, and I'm assuming they're not going to be there. But now you're going to introduce the idea of a cult. How would you go about doing that without losing them as soon as they walk into an empty warehouse?
Well, I'd instantly apologize to them. Well, I'd have something set up as if they were waiting for an event. Like I'd
Okay.
have some chairs set up and
Okay.
kind of like, like a really small concert, sort of.
Okay.
Just whatever I could scrounge together. Maybe a little podium of some
Right.
kind. Um,
I'm sure you could
you
build
know
one.
what? Yeah, I'm sure I could build one. Maybe
Yeah.
even do like a little presentation
Yeah.
of
Exactly.
something. But I would basically tell them, I would list all the things I could think of that I apparently have access to.
Sure.
And I would tell them, hey guys, I need your help. I'm sorry I got you all here. I know you were expecting all these extravagant things,
Oh,
but I need your help because I have lost access to this stuff.
we're playing the victim card here.
hmm
I like
hmm
that.
I was like, I knew, like, I really thought I was going to be able to. I was
Damn.
overruled by my father.
Damn, that's
Um,
good.
yeah, yeah, stuff like that. But we
Shit.
need, we need to overtake this throne. We need
Yeah.
to reclaim Walt Disney's name.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of, I would probably try and word it as if we have to stop all Disney slander,
Yeah.
something like that.
Like you're.
Like
So
you
you
know how they're,
go ahead.
like he's like the old stuff's like kind of racist or whatever.
Yes. Yes.
I'll try and stop that, stop
That's.
that
I
news.
mean, I don't think a lot of people are gonna fight you there.
Yeah, so
Oh,
stuff like
you're
that.
gonna fight that the fact that he was racist. You're not gonna fight racism.
I might just fight that he was a good guy
Like
because
fight
all the
for
Disney.
that he was a good
Yeah,
guy.
fight. Yeah, because
Okay.
you
Okay.
can't do the same thing with this group.
Okay. I misunderstood for a
I have
second.
to I have to run them against the grain for them to
Yes.
be fully behind me.
Yeah.
So I think I would try and silence the fact
Yes.
that he was racist.
Because you have to play into what they believe for them to be about it.
Allegedly racist.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, we're saying right now all of this is hypothetical. We obviously don't support any of that stuff. But a lot of Disney
No.
adults like to shine a little blind eye towards the no parts of that history.
Of course. I mean, they don't even like to bring kids there. That's what it's for. I mean, you can just
that's yep. Haven't seen anything wrong said so far, dude. My forehead is screaming.
No, dude, it's fine. It's not as bad as last time.
It
Your
was pretty
forehead
bad last
vein
time.
last time was crazy.
Yeah, you would. It was like you just told me I wasn't allowed to have like root beer anymore. It was like bad.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Okay, so we're gonna get in the warehouse, and then you're gonna be like, guys, I'm having a vulnerable moment. You guys know
Yeah.
me as this stoic like encyclopedia, and now I need your help. And then you got them hooked. Like you,
I think at that time I got most of them hooked.
yeah.
And they say, "What's in it for me?" And say, "Sorry, all I can offer is Walt Disney's good name."
Oh, you son of
Pretty
a bitch.
much.
Yeah, that's good. Because what are they gonna say? That's not good enough.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Some of them might, but
Then
rest will
let
stay.
them walk. You gotta be a stone eventually.
You have to be like, "It's okay, guys."
Yeah, you gotta be willing to give some up to keep the ones that you know are gonna stay.
Yeah, and I just think that I would also hear an argument for maybe that's not a way to make an insanely large cult, but I think
Right.
that's the way I can make the biggest one possible for me.
It's
Like what
definitely a
I have
good
available.
start. Like once you
Yeah.
have a mass of people underneath the like, okay, we're now gonna fight together to save God is how they basically see it, you know?
Yeah, basically.
Then it's just a matter of time, like with mine, until other people are like, yeah, well, if you believe that, you can join our movement.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, yeah, I like that. And
Yeah.
then eventually you can start worrying about like a compound to get away from it all. That's like just like we'll build our own fan serviced Disney adjacent thing. I'm sure you might have to dodge some lawsuits there, but you could figure it out.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And that'll attract more people because you can do it for cheaper and provide like more stuff.
Exactly. Especially if it became a thing and
Yeah.
Disney sponsored it or something. Like
God, I
my
like that.
events. Yeah, it could snowball pretty well.
Yeah.
Especially if I accompanied other social media with it, maybe how fun our trips were and stuff.
Yes. Document that stuff.
Instagram and
People
TikTok
love
and,
YouTube travel vlogs too.
yeah, they do stuff. Yeah, we could
Yeah.
have somebody start joining after the first couple events and just vlog
Yeah.
the whole thing for me.
Like I got a buddy of mine that every time he goes on vacation, he will find a channel that has been there first and watch all of their like content about that place first before they go.
It's actually smart. That's the smartest way to handle
Yeah.
that.
So like I'm just saying there's definitely a group of
I would
people
just
that
watch
want it.
them in my leisure time because I'm an idiot.
Right. Right.
But I just watch it and go, man, Alaska looks awesome.
I was just about to be like, you're gonna watch one on Malaysia with no plans to ever be in Malaysia and be like, yeah.
I watch the guy eat street food on TikTok every day.
Really?
Like in India.
Oh,
yeah.
in India? Oh, okay.
He just got the Sri Lanka. I'm just saying.
I love Indian food.
I I'm not sure that I
Really?
do like Indian food, but when I watch the street food videos, I get nervous and
That's fair.
slightly
I have
queasy.
not had
Yeah.
street Indian food, but we go there
But
every.
then they say, "Ooh, it's so good," and I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe
what
it
else are
is.
they gonna say? This is gross. Don't watch this.
Uh,
I will
fair enough,
say,
Jacob.
dude, I was in Tennessee forever ago, and there's a pizzeria
Yeah.
that has a sign that says, "Warning: You will be on a TikTok live stream if you come eat here." Because they have a
Oh,
24-hour
cool.
stream that they always like. Apparently, it's really big in Tennessee that you can be a part of this, and they just like have like a camera and they're like back right outside the desk where you can like order and
Yeah.
interact and stuff, which is like another crazy pull to get like younger kids to be a part of that stuff.
It probably works really well.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
like sat there and just watched people like do one of these every time the camera passed.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Well, do you
Yeah,
have any more questions about this?
I think I'm good. I
Yeah,
like
dude. Do you
that's
want to give
really
me?
strong,
Thank you. Do you want to give me a rating? The demographic, like I said,
dude.
demographic pulled the whole idea.
And if you play into like the because every demographic, no matter how good or bad, there's always outliers that like ruin it for the whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
So if you find those like desperate people that like will are like I will die for you, and then they're now your like strongest like walking advertisements and stuff too, like the
Yeah,
work's been
dude.
done for you.
Yeah. If I get somebody who's
Damn.
just fiending to be my right hand man or woman, I'll be good.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, hit me.
I give it an 8.5.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think it's stronger than mine only in the sense that the Disney adults, once you get them, will be easier to retain. Like they're you got them for good.
Uh huh.
They might be a little harder to get at first, but once you got him, you got him. I think I'm gonna have a lot of like wavering of consistency because I'll have like parents being like, okay, well we're better now, so we don't need to stay anymore, and I'll try to be like, well, but what about all the things we could explore? And then they'll be like, okay, so like
Mm-hmm.
it'll be a lot of. I think mine has bones, but those bones are more for longevity and not for sustainability right off. But I think yours could
Yeah.
like kind of blow up pretty quickly.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm gonna give myself an 8-1,
Okay,
actually.
okay,
And only because after that big warehouse event, it really pivots on that. I mean, it
it's
could all
true.
crash after
That's
that.
true.
It
That could
could.
make or break.
So that's why I rate it a little lower. But I'm just saying Disney adults is a very good niche.
Yeah, that was as soon as you
Nailed
said
that.
that, I was like, oh, I'm boned.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will
So
say,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think if the warehouse doesn't work, it's so that fan base is so fast and things are filtering all the time that if you
Hmm.
give it a good like 6 months, just do it again with the same system and then adjust whatever you need to.
Adjust the part that went wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
unironically think it would work again.
I think you're probably right.
And is that
And then,
sad? I'll let you decide.
dude, and if honestly, if you did that a few times, like had to restart, excuse me,
Yeah.
maybe you spent like 10 years doing it off and on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe after year 10, the people in the first two or three groups would be like,
Yes.
whoa, this guy actually got somewhere. We need to see what he's
Yes.
up to.
Dude,
Yeah, you might be right.
I like
So,
that.
Jacob, would you like to come up with a third unique idea as a team?
I would.
Yep. Okay. Where do you want to start?
Do you
I
have
know where I would
anything?
start.
Okay, I kind of also do.
Okay,
You
go
want to say
ahead.
the idea at the same time?
Nope, you go first.
Magic shows.
Magic shows. Are me and you Penn and Teller? Chase and Jaker?
Yeah,
or
exactly.
no, Jake and Chaser.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, Jake and Chaser.
And then we'll
Okay.
like we'll create okay, I'll do my quick 5 second or 5 minute spiel and then you give me yours and we'll see how we can collaborate them, okay?
Well, wait, real quick.
Okay,
I
okay.
know this may be included in your spiel,
Yours
but
might
I
be
want to
better.
ask this first.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you start having a magic show? Do you
Bro,
know what I mean?
YouTube dog, easy check.
You just start doing the show on YouTube.
Yeah.
How do they know that we're just not editing?
It'll be live shows.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm on
yeah.
board.
We host live shows and we try to incorporate our fan base to be more of like a Disney fan base where like they are like unhealthy. Like they like us in a degree that's not safe to be around children, you know? and then we
Yeah.
use that to grow whatever we want to grow, which we can develop right now. But I want to hear your idea first because it might be better.
No. I want to go with this because I really didn't have an idea. I was gonna say
Okay.
Jacob, what demographic do we like to
Okay.
start with? But obviously, people that like magic.
Yes. So I think when it comes to age ranges with Magic, it's really
Oops.
hard to pin down. So I think
Yeah,
there's
I
a
think
lot
that's
of
different.
yeah, I think there's a lot of 13-year-old boys who don't have a lot of friends that find Magic something they can control. I also think that there's a lot
Mhm.
of stepdads that don't have the best relationship with their step kids that also just kind of want to have some sense of control. So there's a big demographic we can choose from.
I want to say I'm pretty sure Jacob and I both had magic faces. I'm just putting that out
You
there.
shut your mouth.
I did for sure. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Jacob did too.
If I was at all prepared for us to be talking about this, I would have like had something prepared. But that
Had a
is,
magic.
yeah, that's just not. Oh, my chair's been in the way this whole time. I'm sorry you guys had to see that. Uh, but I think we obviously have to become showmen. We got to get used to the pizzazz of it all.
I'm a showman.
But
I
would
can
you
figure
want to
this
be
out.
like, would you want to be like two dads in the terms of like we're there for you, or do you want to be like heartthrobs and try to get the lady folk for like we'll be there for you?
Two dads. It's very unique.
Okay, yeah. Because
You,
they have enough of the other
usually,
ones.
usually magicians are really hot, except for Penn and Teller.
I'm
I'm
glad that
sorry,
was
Penn
the.
and Teller. Don't sue us,
That's yeah.
dude. We're throwing out big
I
names
was gonna
today.
say we're a little ballsy with the no audience we have so far.
Yeah. Don't forget to sponsor the show if you own a
Yeah,
product.
I'll tell your best friend happy birthday. I won't degrade him, but I'll like lift him up. I'll like tell him he smells bad. I won't get too personal.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll be able to do what's that thing called where they cameo?
Oh,
We would be
yeah,
very good at cameo. But
yeah.
anyways, back to it. Magicians.
Oh, I've had my idea up for way too long. Okay. Whiteboard didn't get a lot of love
Jacob is
this
gonna fill the
episode.
board.
I'll work on that. All right, we
He's gonna
got
fill the board.
magicians.
Yep.
Oh god, do I know how to spell that?
I don't. So good luck.
How does that look? That looks so wrong.
No, dude. I think it's just because the first I is short. I think it's right.
Okay. So we are magicians, and our demo is to be a father figure. Well, or our
Say,
demo is for dads. Like we want dads to like us.
well, dads would bring their kids to it, but they would also laugh.
Okay. So
Yeah.
our main target is fathers,
Yeah.
and then we'll put with kin.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will start with live streams to build up that audience, and we'll have like intentional like puns and dad jokes, and like the names of the tricks can be like really stupid, but so stupid you can't help but giggle at it a little bit until we get enough of an audience to have a live show, like a in-person show.
Yep. A real like a not a tour, not yet, but
Yeah,
eventually a
no.
tour.
So we'll start with live streams, and then we go into Jesus
Live stream.
live stream, live streams into actual shows. So here's how we have to choose where we deviate because once we have shows and we have an audience, assuming that we're always updating our little because it's not just tricks as it is a show and we'll have like a
Yeah.
scripted like back and forth and maybe we'll
Yeah.
we can start introducing more people on the stage to be a part of them.
Yeah, we could, and we definitely have to make fun of wives,
Oh
because
yeah,
dads love that.
yeah.
Just be like, my wife, like that.
Wives are that for sure.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wives are bad. What else is bad?
that's golden. Taxes,
Taxes are bad, and
taxes,
let's just say,
not fishing, that's pretty bad.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say something to do golf rules or something.
Golf, we can be a pro golf magicians duo.
Yeah.
We could be Bass Pro Shop sponsored magicians.
We could.
Another
Dude,
big name,
once
by the
again,
way, added
yeah,
to the list.
another big name. Just throwing them out there.
Okay, so let's our target now is Bass Pro Shop. God, spelling is hard today, guys. Bass Pro Shop magicians. We're anti-wive, anti-tax, but we're pro fishing, and we're pro. What was the other thing I said?
Golfing.
Pro golfing. You said that. I'm sorry. Trying to steal your credit.
Jacob, I can't believe you drew an F starting from the bottom. I'm just saying.
Did I? I don't even recall.
Draw an F right now.
Did I do this?
Jacob, but how do you draw an F?
Well,
Write
now
the word.
you got me thinking about it. Now it's not that easy. It's not that easy.
Yeah, you did it pretty easy.
Did I do that?
No, no,
I did
lowercase F.
this, right?
No, the lowercase F. You started from the bottom. Engulfing.
Oh,
Because you were
oh.
already down there with the L.
Yeah, I do that. Do you not start from the bottom?
Wow. Jacob.
You
I don't
start
think
with the
I've ever
hook?
I don't think I've ever started any letter from the bottom.
That's so awkward. How do you know
Can
what
you
you want the
name?
hook to look like? You got to start with the
I
base
just
to know where the hook's going.
no, dude. I send it hard.
You just go for it?
Yeah, the only thing I don't start from the top with are like uppercase T and J's.
Uppercase. Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
you have to do the line first.
Yeah, no, I don't do my J. I don't start with the hook on my J's. Yeah. But at least I'm consistent.
Yeah, you are. Okay, sorry for that sidetrack.
No,
That
no.
was just blowing me away.
I'm sorry to do that to you live.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. So, do we want to list like one or two key tricks we would try and work on,
Yeah.
for the show? Like,
Oh, you didn't?
Raise the
You
black
thought I
eye.
didn't have more? There's a magic trick. You didn't think I had more whiteboard?
Oh,
All right,
so let's
trick.
just. I have an idea for one trick.
I'm here. I'm here.
One trick to really reel them in.
Yeah.
Pun intended, is to like
Hilarious.
we'll fake catch a fish
Okay.
and we'll like reel in like a fake plastic fish.
Okay.
And we'll like put our hand in front of it or something and move it, and it'll be a real fish.
So we do the
And
whole like pseudo,
yeah,
and then like I throw it to you, like I reel it to you, and as you're catching it, all of a sudden,
a real fish.
yeah, and everyone's like,
Yeah, and then if we can take the new fish
okay.
and grow it so it's larger, like how they
Oh,
like to have large fish, and
like
then that's it.
turn it into a dip, like a bass, a nice bass.
Yeah, stretch the bluegill into a nice bass.
Nice bass. I like that. Okay, what could we call that? What would we call that?
The fish stretcher.
Fish stretcher. Work in progress.
I noticed when you repeated it, not as excited as me. Fish stretcher. Fish stretcher.
I'm sorry to do that to you. Really? Did you come up with that all by yourself?
Yeah. It's just a start, like you said.
My marker's starting to die on me. I don't know if I can handle that.
It's all right.
So we got the fish stretcher. We can go with the fish accordion. We can go with the reel. We can just call it reel them in.
Well, I mean, like again, like last episode, is what I meant to say.
Mm-hmm.
With doing the fish stretcher or anything like it, we're really gonna have to look up for PETA and EPA again.
Yeah. Well, as long as because they use rabbits and birds.
They've been up our ass since last episode, dude.
I know, but they like, what are they gonna do? They
Nothing.
they
We're
gotta
just
know.
giving ideas.
Yeah, exactly. They
We're
can
just
try to
giving
sue us. I got bad news for them.
They won't get lucky.
I got $5 to my name, bro.
Yeah, dude. Lord knows we don't get lucky. Moving on.
We don't have to talk about that. Just wait until we're recording in the same room. Then you'll have
You
that
guys will
problem
get-
ever again.
Yeah. We'll get laid from each other. Oh, write that down. Write that down. Gay sex on camera. All right,
Can we talk for a second?
We may bleep that.
Can
out.
you step over here for just a second?
Yeah.
There's going to be a few things you want to let the audience kind of figure out for themselves.
Name one of them.
Name one of the things. Okay, so one of the things would be the gay sex you mentioned. We would let them infer that we're going to do that.
We wouldn't mention the actual word.
Which one? I said two.
I guess both.
Okay. So you did though, is the problem.
Next time maybe you can just say it so I don't have to.
The point is not to say it. Is the point.
Somebody's got to say it.
Okay.
You know, National Treasure, when they're like, somebody's got to go to jail.
We'll workshop it.
Somebody's got to say it. Yeah, we'll come back.
And we're back. Okay, sorry about we had to step out for a second. Okay. We have fish stretcher. I like the keeping it real. Keeping it real?
Keeping it real.
Can we do something with that?
REEL.
Yeah, can we do something with that?
Yeah. Jacob, that's the segment where we kiss.
Can I talk for a second?
And that's well, so we stretch a fish and then we start making out and then the curtains close.
Yeah, that's how we close every show. So we really like they go
Yeah.
into being like these guys are up. What? And then the curtain that.
They just get confused, but they don't leave because
No, they
they
want to
paid a
know what's
lot of
going
money.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like almost
Yeah.
like we never mention it. Interviews, all of that. People try to bring it up. We act like we don't know what they're talking about. But we end every show with just like an intense makeout session.
Oh my god. Jacob, and that's how we start a cult. All right.
What?
All the people, I got it.
Okay.
It came to me.
Okay.
You know when you and one okay, let's imagine we're in middle school again. Jacob and I went to middle school together.
Yeah, that happened.
Let's imagine we're in middle school again and
Okay.
there's somebody in a class or at your table and you're friends with both of these people, but both of them have a joke that only those two understand and you don't, and you're pissed.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna want to do naturally?
I want to know the inside joke. I want to be cool.
You want to know the inside joke. Everybody that comes to our show or watches them knows our inside joke. They're part of our club already. That's our way in.
Okay.
They know the inside joke, and it's that we make out.
The catch is the inside joke.
Yep.
That's a rough S. And the inside joke is the inside J. And the inside joke is just kissing.
The
Bro.
inside J.
Just
Yep.
two.
Kiss your bros.
Just two dudes kissing.
So if it becomes a trend that people perform something awesome, go through their whole magic show like us,
Yeah.
or whatever show they're performing, go through the whole thing, and they just kiss a bro, and then they walk out.
Mm-hmm.
They're part of the club. They are in our cult because people would call that a cult for sure. If there's enough people doing something really cool and then kissing their bro at the end of it.
Wouldn't it be cool if I did a card trick and then put my tongue down your mouth? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, man, it'd be really cool if everybody knew it was coming.
Yeah, I was gonna say as long as it's consensual between two bros, I think that's epic.
The only thing they wouldn't know is when we're done with the show.
Yeah,
They wouldn't know how many tricks we had, so they'd be always waiting. Oh,
and we tease it because every now and then we go to like grab our hands together during a trick or like when something's being revealed.
Or like I'll walk by you and we'll like brush noses.
Yes. That's gonna be like it by the end of it, dude. We're gonna be 10 years in, and it's just gonna be like a magic show filtered by 50 Shades of Grey, and it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, but that's not our problem. We're starting a cult.
It's just gonna be
cult would be the members that like to do that joke.
It's gonna be an hour and a half of foreplay masked with like glitter and confetti, and then us just going to town while the curtains roll.
Yeah, but since we're Bass Pro Shop, it'll be like grass.
Yeah, grass.
Grass and dirt chunks.
Water boat. I want a boat.
You want a water boat.
I'm gonna saw a boat in half, and then it's gonna be back together. Wow.
Yeah.
Smooch.
That could be our. Yeah, we can do that trick, and we can call it the Phil Swift. Oxy. Fuck. Not OxyClean. What is it? I sawed this boat in half. Flex Steel.
Flex Steel. You were naming too many brands. You threw me off. I was like, shit. I just thought of it.
I had to say the commercial. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. We can do all of that stuff. That's how we can lock them in. Because
like that.
At that point, we're bending what is a cult. But I think that at that point, that's a cult.
We are bending minds to conform to our behaviors and what we want those behaviors to be. So that's a cult.
Yeah. And then, actually, let me be clear. I probably wouldn't call that a cult, but I know people that would. I know there are people that would say, "Oh, what's up with this like kissing your bros cult thing?" I know they would say that.
It's like turned into some kind of cult.
Yeah, if we could just get on a TikTok trend, dude, we'd be set.
Oh, yeah, sure. See, but that takes time and patience.
If we could be half as big as the Minecraft movie, cult.
Dude, if we could be a fourth as big as the Minecraft.
Yeah.
Can I just get paid to kiss my bro, dude?
I'm sure you can. I think that's called porn.
We should test
Jacob,
it out.
What would you rate this idea?
I would give it, since there's a bit of an illusion as to what the end all would be, I think I'm going closer to a 7-8.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm writing this down. All right, 7.
Yep, I'm also writing it down.
Jacob. I would go ahead. I'm a little stickler on these usually.
Yeah.
I think I give this a 7.5. We're in the same ballpark.
7.5.
Yeah, I think as long as we could get people to call that action a cult.
Yeah.
we'd be set.
Yeah,
That's our only hurdle there.
I
But
agree.
without that, we are. I drew an arrow on my paper as if you can see it. We have endless potential if
It's
people
true.
call that a cult.
That's true.
Oh man, what a good episode! This
Yeah.
went pretty good.
We should
Yeah,
start
yeah.
whenever we make our Instagram or TikTok or whatever we end up making, we should
Both.
take a picture of what the board results in at the end of the show and post it so that people are
Yeah,
like, how could we possibly have gotten there?
yeah. For the following week. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So then
That's a teaser.
they'll know what to expect, as in they have no idea what's going on.
Jacob, that's a great idea. Jacob,
Thank you.
that is a great idea.
Thank you.
So for now,
Yeah.
I think this has gone pretty good for the question of who would create or how would you create?
Yeah.
Sorry, Jacob.
You're
How would
good.
you create the largest and greatest cult?
Yes.
Make sure to comment who you think had the best idea, or if you like our joint idea,
Yes.
or how about this? If you have a better idea,
Yes.
let us know.
I
For
also
sure, let us know.
I also would like to know how you could tweak our ideas to make them even better.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. If you have a little caveats to add into
Yeah.
either of our ideas, go
Yeah.
ahead, make sure to mention them. If you have any ideas for other things for us to solve in the other
Yeah.
episodes, make sure to comment them down below.
We're
We'd
gonna
really appreciate it.
we're gonna have episodes coming out whether you like it or not. Please, please,
Yeah,
please let us know what you do and don't like. We'll adjust. Let me know how you feel about the new setup. I know my last setup was a little more relaxed. I wanted to be
I like Jacob's new setup a lot.
because we're a department, we're the backup's backup, and although we are in the basement and we don't really get a lot of leg room, they also don't really cry a lot when we kind of show up late and don't have to wear suits and stuff. So we give what we can
Yeah,
and we take a lot.
yeah. I am in the basement.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, pretty good.
I mean, I'm sitting right across from you, so obviously we're in the same
Yeah,
room.
we're sitting right across from each
That's
other.
a weird thing for you to point out, but okay.
All right. So, unless you have anything else,
Without further ado, close us out, homeboy.
yeah, Jacob, where can they find you?
You can find me at Muttman, Muttman, on YouTube and TikTok. And I just kind of share videos that make me feel good. I'm working on one now. It's taking a little longer, but I'm hoping it'll be worth it. Chase, how about you?
Yeah, same here. You can find me at CW Customs, maybe CW Customs 11 on Instagram. Don't remember. But you can find me there. I'll put the links in the description.
Yeah,
All my videos take forever, and I have a newborn now, so this is probably the most consistent posting I'll ever have.
that's
Is our
okay.
podcast. Thank you guys for listening or watching. Make sure to
Yes.
like or whatever wherever you're consuming this.
Yes.
And don't forget to share it with a friend. Everybody, have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. Don't
And,
forget to build your dreams. Jacob and I will see you next time.
and just remember, when it all comes down to it, it is not our department, dude.
It's not our problem. See you guys.